Hello. Unfortunately, I am finding myself in the position of having to agree with Richard Dawkins. Well, the world is certainly a funny old place, isn't it? Right, so before I go on, I'm going to tell you I'm Granniopteryx. I'm on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute and Minds. All the links are in the description. And please like this video. Please like it. Please share it. And please subscribe to my channel. If you think you're subscribed, just check that out on YouTube because they tend to drop subscriptions. You can help me financially as well. Buy me a coffee. All the links are in the description. Right. Richard Dawkins vows, I'll use every one after scientists condemn words including male and female. And what he's talking about is this. There was a piece of advice given to some scientists to stop using the word female and to start using egg producing. Which is rather amusing to me, as I am no spring chicken. Okay, experts say other terms that could be problematic include man, woman, mother and father, as well as survival of the fittest. I'll leave you guessing as to what survival of the fittest is to be objected to. Let's carry on. The words male and female should be phased out in science because they reinforce ideas that sex is binary. Oh, is it not? I'm quite surprised. I thought it was. Okay. Researchers studying ecology and evolutionary biology should be encouraged to use terms such as sperm producing. Well, you could just imagine a woman seeing somebody she thinks is really great and going, wow, what a sperm producer. Okay, or egg producing. Yeah, can you imagine a couple of men going, cool, get an eyeful of that egg producer. You know, what's happening here is that we are reducing human beings to factory components or factories. You know, that's a car factory, that's a bakery, and that's a sperm producer. That's as far as it goes. Yeah? Or you could say an XY or an XX individual to avoid emphasizing heteronormative views. Look, if you know that somebody is an XY individual, you are going to realise that's a female, that's a woman, whatever you say. I remember reading, this is because Jews got this. The word Jew became an insult. So I think it was in the 19th century. Some of them chose to call themselves Hebrews. How long do you think it took before Hebrew became an insult? Well, the idea, not very long. Okay. Other words deemed problematic, including man, woman, mother, father, primitive, advanced, alien, invasive, exotic, non-native and race. Yeah. So you remove these words, you substitute other words, and then they become the insult. Yeah, I'll give you another example. The word silly. Silly is a very good example, actually. It comes from the Germanic word selig, meaning holy. I mean H-O-L-Y. Now, at first it just meant holy. Then it meant sort of so holy you're a bit naive. And then it meant so naive you're stupid. And that's where the word silly degenerated from. They tried to use the word silly as a nice way of saying that somebody was a bit unworldly, and it just degenerated into an insult. Yeah, that's what's going to happen here. There's just no way you can control this. You might as well call a spade a spade. And I'm referring to the gardening implement, by the way, just in case somebody is of evil inclination there. Even one of the most famous scientific concepts of all time, the survival of the fittest, should no longer be used because it discriminates against people with disabilities and is linked to eugenics, they advise. Yeah, it's linked to eugenics. And if we didn't talk about survival of the fittest, we'd talk about something else, and still there'd be a way of linking it to eugenics for people who are that way inclined to think. Of course, people with disabilities in any sort of natural world would die off young, or die off without offspring. For sure. The fact is, we don't do that now. We have invented other ways of living because we're human. We're men and women who are human. And we are inventive enough to think of ways of saying things that become insults when we want them to be. Speaking about the term fitness, widely used in biology to signify the success of a species in its habitat, which is no more than an acknowledgement of a reality, Hayley Branch, a doctoral candidate at the University of British Columbia, oh, of course it would have to be that, said the definition is about reproductive output which doesn't take into account individuals that don't produce offspring. However, critics warned that abandoning traditional terms for the sake of inclusivity could leave science lacking precision as well as causing confusion. Of course it could. It will be the death of science, which seems to me is the actual end product of this sort of thinking. Oh, here's Frank Furedi again. Oh, I really like him. An education expert at the University of Kent said, I think that when you characterise terms like male, female, mother, father as harmful, you are abandoning science for ideological advocacy. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think Furedi is a fool, but I'm going to say any fool could see that. Regardless of intent, the project of re-engineering language will cause confusion to many, and the last thing that scientists need is a lack of clarity about the meaning of the words that they use. Okay, yeah, and Dawkins is with Furedi on that one, and has vowed to use every one of the prohibited words that scientists have called to be phased out because they are no longer inclusive. So I'm just going to tell you, I'm unfortunately with Dawkins on this one. To all you mothers and fathers out there, all you men and women, all you people with disabilities of any sort, any males and females, XX, XY chromosomes that happen to be watching, any egg producers and sperm producers, yep, see you next time. Why not treat yourself or a favoured relative or friend to these magnificent examples of merch? The mugs and t-shirts come in the granniopteryx design or Grambo with a firearm or the more deadly knitting needles. Go to www.granniopteryx.com and whatever platform you're watching this on, please click like, subscribe and share, share, share.